Hello everyone, welcome to Empower IAS. My name is Navdeep and I am your sociology teacher. So today we are going to discuss the most important topic of sociology, the first topic of sociology, that is modernity and social changes in Europe. So before going to discuss any topic, it is very important to know what should be the introduction, what should be the structure and content, and what should be the conclusion of any topic. So in this, first of all, we are going to tell you what should be the introduction. Modernity and social changes in Europe. So in this topic, the introduction should be the definition of sociology and the definition of modernity. So scientific study of society is known as sociology, and sociology is also called as the child of age of revolution. This is about sociology. And thinking differently and opposing the tradition according to Ritzer is known as modernity. So this should be your definition. In sociology, introduction is very important, and for introduction it is very important to define the topic itself. So that should be a very good introduction. So we defined what do you mean by sociology and what do you mean by modernity. Now first introduction is over. Now what should be the structure and content? UPSC will ask you this topic in only 10 marker question. So we have to prepare not more than 150 or 200 words. So we have to study all the things in a limited manner. We have to study only that much which can be executed in the examination hall. Otherwise, there is no need to study a lots of things. So introduction is over, modernity and social changes in Europe. What should be the structure and content? Before going to write structure and the content, we have to make a diagram. If you make a diagram, flowchart, graphs, or anything else, if you make it, then definitely you will score 1 mark extra than your competitor. There are 19 questions in paper 1 and paper 2, approx 38 marks extra than your competitor. Definitely you will score. So in this, we have to make one diagram. And by making that diagram, the examiner will become very happy. He will give you a very good mark. Now what should be the structure and content with diagram? We have to make this diagram. This triangle, modernity and social changes in Europe. So modernity and social changes in Europe brought about by 3 major processes. The first is Enlightenment, the second is French Revolution, the third is Industrial Revolution. These are the 3 major processes in the entire world happened that led to the development of modernity and bring social changes in Europe. Now you have to make this diagram and you have to add some content here so that examiner will get it, what you want to represent. And after watching this diagram, he is not going to study your answer. He knows that already you represent all the things in diagram. Now listen. So on each and every year, they will ask this question, ki, what do you mean by modernity and how social changes in Europe occurs? So simply you have to make this diagram, and once you make this diagram, examiner will give you 1 or 2 mark extra than your competitor. It's very simple diagram. Now we are going to study what should be the structure and content. Already I had spoken about introduction, and now modernity and social changes in Europe brought about by 3 major processes. The first is the Enlightenment phase. This is also called the ease of the reason. Sorry. This is also called the ease of the reason. Enlightenment phase is also called as the ease of the reason. The Enlightenment phase gave the concept of secular ideology, secular idea. This is also known as the age of reason and gave the concept of secular ideas. In Enlightenment phase, it put human being at the center of the universe and rational thought as the central feature of the human beings. That should be the content in Enlightenment phase. This is very important phase because Europe entered into the age of reason and rationalism. For each and everything, they question. Initially, each and everything is guided by church. Now, during this phase, religion and divine acts, they loses their importance. And these things happened in Europe that led to the development of modernity and social changes in Europe. So, this should be the first topic. What do you mean by Enlightenment? Now, the second thing, French Revolution. As we all know that French Revolution took place in 1789, and the ideals of the French Revolution were liberty, equality and fraternity. Now the thing is that initially the European society, the hierarchy of European society, or there were 3 major hierarchy. The first is clergy, nobility and the commoners. The clergy is the priest class, the nobility were the landlords, and the commoners were the common people. They are paying huge taxes, and both the people are enjoying a lot. So, with the beginning of the French Revolution that gave the concept of equalitarian ideology, this hierarchy collapsed. This hierarchy collapsed, and there is arrival of democracy. That is the major importance of French Revolution, which began in 1789. So that is the reason why French Revolution has a contribution for bringing modernity and bring social changes in Europe. So in the structure and content, Enlightenment is over, French Revolution is over. Now the third most important thing which happened in the world that led to the development of modernity and social changes in Europe. And the third thing is Industrial Revolution. Industrial Revolution gave the concept of utilitarian ideology. It's a very important concept. Because maximum benefit for the maximum number of people. Industrial Revolution simply means the system of mass manufacturing. Industrial Revolution, as we all know, that began in England, and there are some concepts which we have to write in Industrial Revolution. Industrial Revolution gave rise to capitalism, capitalist society. Industrial Revolution gave rise to industrialization. Industrial Revolution gave rise to factory system. People are migrating from rural areas to the urban areas. So when there is a migration, then the societal structure get changed. Society will change. So these are the importance of Enlightenment phase, French Revolution and Industrial Revolution that contribute in the development of modernity and bring social changes in Europe. You have to make this diagram and you have to write only this word. Once you write this in 10 marker, that is more than sufficient. You will get 6 or 7 marks. So in Empower IAS, we will tell you how to maximize your scores. Knowledge is everywhere. The content and the notes are available everywhere. But in Empower IAS, we will tell you how to maximize these scores. So simply, if a person is writing in a monotonous way, simple, all the things, and if you are making diagrams, flowchart, graph, and all the things. So examiner will provide you maximum marks to those person who are making such type of graphs, diagrams and all the things. So you have an edge over all the other people who are writing their means with sociology optional. So modernity and social changes in Europe, what should be the introduction, the definition, what should be the structure and content, this should be the structure. We have to describe the Enlightenment phase, then the French Revolution phase, then the Industrial Revolution phase. Now, the last point of this topic, modernity and social changes in Europe. Now the impact of modernity. Very important topic. What should be the impact of modernity? So impact can be both positive and negative. We are going to discuss the positive impact of modernity as well as the negative impact of modernity. And this would be the last point. Now, what should be the positive impact of modernity? The first positive impact of modernity is change of feudal system and the arrival of industrial society. This should be the first positive impact of modernity. The second is the rise of liberal democracy. The rise of liberal democracy will be the second point. Now the third point, what are the positive impact of modernity? Middle class emerges, means emergence of middle class. That should be the most important point. That is the most important thing, the most important outcome of modernity, that the emergence of middle class. So we discuss here 3 points. Democracy, from feudal society to industrial society, rise of liberal democracy, and the third, emergence of middle class. Industrial society, liberal democracy, and the emergence of middle class. Now, what should be the negative aspects of modernity? We have to discuss also that. So, one of the most important major negative impact of modernity is that belief in the religion decreases, faith in the religion decreases. Said for example, the suicide rate in India increases during COVID-19. And one of the major reason is also that many religious institutions are closed. Because when you are in awkward situation, when you are in trouble, religion provides you the base to release your pressure. It provides the base to release your negative energies. That is the reason. So one of the most important negative impact of modernity is faith in the religion decreases. The second important thing, पहला हो गया faith. The second important point, increase in absolute poverty. With the rise of capitalism, bringing of industrialization, urbanization, poverty also increases. Go and do the practical work, whether the slum areas in Delhi, Bombay, Kolkata and all increases or not. Negative impact, faith in the religion decreases, absolute poverty increases. Now what should be the third most important impact? Increase in nuclear families with increase in domestic violence. This should be our third point. So UPSC will ask you this question, this concept in 10 marker. You have to write all these things. And if you are going to write all these things, it will take approx 10 or 12 minutes. So you have to study very limited thing, but in such a manner that your representation is far more better than your competitor. Once you represent yourself in a sociological manner in the examination hall, definitely examiner will be impressed by you. And those simple modernity and social changes in Europe, this is the first topic of sociology. It's simple. What should be the introduction, definition of sociology? And the definition of modernity, what should be the structure and content? We have to describe the Enlightenment phase, French Revolution phase and the Industrial Revolution phase. These 3 phases led to the development of modernity and bring social changes in Europe. And if you are not going to describe all these things, then write only this: secular idea, age of reason, equalitarian ideology, utilitarian ideology, ideal system of mass fund. So examiner will get impressed. And now what are the positive impacts of modernity and what should be the negative impact of modernity? Your first topic is over. This is all about sociology. Go and take the previous year question paper. The questions were asked in us, the questions were same. They are framed in different languages. They are asking you the same question, the same concept. You have to write same thing, but they are asking in a different manner. So this is all about the first topic of sociology, modernity and social changes in Europe. Hope you like the lecture. And in Power IAS, we will provide you the base, how to maximize your scores. And we will tell you in a very simpler manner, koi rocket science nahi hai. These are very simple things. And I said it to you, ki if you follow the guidelines of Empower IAS, then definitely you will score to 90 plus in sociology. Because these things like this diagram and many other like this diagram and many graphs and more, that will boost up your marks. You realize when you give your test paper ki earlier I am getting only 250 marks, but now I am getting 280, 290, 300 plus marks in sociology. So this is the first topic of sociology, and I said it earlier. On each and every alternate day, we will discuss daily one topic of sociology, and in each and every topic, I discuss each and everything, and I will provide you the definition of each and everything. You can see the lecture again and again, and your concepts will be clear. So there is nothing called problem in sociology. In earlier lecture, I already told to you that you have a problem in unit 1, 2, 3, 4, not more than that. After completion of unit 4, from 1 to 4, definitely sociology will be the easiest subject of all. So hope you like the lecture and wait for the next lecture. Thank you.